Hello, this is Mr. Heron again. I'm wanting to explain to you about the problems of the week. So here we are in the Canvas course shell. Here's the course information. And then as we come on down here, the next module is problems of the week. And then after that, so the top module is course information, followed by the next module is problems of the week. And then unit 1 module, which is obviously where we begin the course, unit 1, then unit 2 module, unit 3 module, unit 4 module, and then the final exam. So anyway, getting back to the problems of the week module, problems of the week, they're right here. There's 10 of them, but you only have to do 5, any 5 you want during the semester to get full credit. So let's click on one of them. Here's problem of the week number 1. I'll click on it. These are more challenging problems. These are much harder than the normal homework problems, and you can turn them in infinite times. Well, several times until you get it right. So here's a really tricky one. So it's showing this pattern, which you can see the pattern is just adding 2 every time, but the questions are more tricky. Find the middle number in the 99th row. Oh, it should have said row. I don't know why it didn't say row there. Anyway, in the 99th row. So where's the 99th row? It's way down here. How are you going to find the middle number? Well, it's tricky. And what is the sum of numbers in the 30th row? I don't know. We'll find, so anyway, that's a more, so you would work on this. It's a hard question. I mean, it really takes a long time. It'll take you an hour or whatever, or maybe longer to work on it. And when you work on it, you have to not only get the answers, but you guys are wanting to become teachers, right? So I want you to explain it. So you'd open up a document on your computer, or you can write on paper if you want, and write out the answer and then explain to me how you got it. And so if you do it on paper and pencil or pen or whatever, you can load it in using something like Genius Scan is a good app, or some other app, put it in your phone, and then here's where you'd upload. Once you get it done, you would upload it. Well, I don't know. I'm not in the student mode, but you'll have upload. Yeah, there it is, a file upload. You can upload the file and just upload the file when you've got it done. Now, what I'll do is, you can do it anytime, but they're not due to the end of the semester. But I would encourage you to turn in one every week, because if you wait to the end, most people that wait to the end don't get full credit. And these are worth 5% of your grade. These are worth half a grade. So it'll take you from an 85 to a 90, or from a 75 to an 80. It's half a grade for doing these 5 problems a week. They're each 1% of your grade. So you want to do these 5, and I will help you. So if you turn one in and it's the wrong answer, like in week 1, you turn, any of these, doesn't matter which one you do, you don't do number 1. You start, number 1's pretty hard. You might want to not start with number 1. Just do, we'll see, I'll look at number 8, whatever. See, what's number 8? And it's this picture, and it's got this cloud, and it's saying how many beads are under the cloud, and you pass through the pattern of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the black and the white's going 2, and da da da. Anyway, I'll let you fool with it, try to get an answer. Anyway, if you turn in the answer and it's wrong, I'll grade it and I'll say, no, this is not right. I'll usually try to give you a little hint, or I'll say, hey, come see me in office hours. Be glad to help you further if the hint would, be too long to type in right there. And then you and I can talk about it on Zoom, or you can just follow my hint and try again, and then you can turn it in again. And once you get it right, even if it took you 3 or 4 tries, then you get 100% credit for it. And you just have to get 5 of them 100% correct, and then you get full credit for the 5% of your grade, which is problems of the week. That's 5% of your grade. Again, there's 10 of them, but I'm just giving you options. You don't have to do all 10. In fact, there's no extra credit or anything. You just want to do 5. Just do your 5 favorite ones, whichever. You can read them all over and pick out the 5 you want to work on. They're pretty tough. They're the kind of problems you can't just do at the last minute. By the way, I'm fine with you getting help from anybody. Internet, friends, your other friends in this course, they can tell you the answer. That's fine. Or you could go on the internet and find the answer. That's fine. Some of mine are on Chegg, I think. I found, I went out there to Chegg and I saw where people had copied my exact questions. And that's fine. You're still learning, but here's what I require. You have to explain it to me. You have to write it up. So I'm fine if you get the answer, as long as you eventually describe to me, even if you say, hey, I got this off the internet, or my friend helped me, that's fine. But you've got to show me logically why that answer is correct. So even if you get it off the internet or a friend, that's fine, but you have to let your friend explain it to you, or the internet explain it to you, until you really understand why that answer is correct. So my standard, But you might wonder, Mr. Newef, lots of words. It depends on the question. It really does. Like, I would think this cloud one I just showed you right here, to do this one, I don't think would require a lot of words. You could probably just show the pattern. If you just wrote a little table on the side and say, hey, look at the pattern, that, you know, in like 3 words, that's probably enough. If the table shows the pattern really clearly with the numbers, my standard will be, I'll think to myself, if I handed this document to another person in the class, would they be able to read it and understand how you arrived at your answer and what are the logical steps which show your answer is for sure the right one? That's my standard. So I'll just ask myself, is this a clear enough explanation? So it has to be pretty darn clear. I'm really into that part because you're wanting to become mathematics and all the subjects teachers, right? So explaining your answer is what I'm really into. Explaining the logical steps that led to your answer. That's what I'm into. That's why I don't care where you get the answer from. And actually explaining it to one another is going to be helpful to you. So I'm fine with that. But your document has to explain it clearly to me. That makes sense. You can't just copy your friend's document. That would be cheating. You have to put it in your words. It has to be your explanation of why it's true. Or from the internet, you can copy something from the internet, but then I need your personal written out explanation. Some of the problems will require lots of words, paragraphs and paragraphs. Some will require maybe a good table with a good explanation, you know, with 3 words. It just depends on the question and how you go about explaining it. I have no standard other than clarity. So again, 10 problems of the week, you just pick any 5 to do them, turn them in as many times as you want. Once 5 of them are correct, you're done, full credit. I would suggest you turn in one every week. If you wait to the last, what happens to the people that wait to the last minute? They turn them in, there's no time for me to get back to them. And most people get them wrong the first time they turn them in. So the people that wait to the last minute, they turn in like 4 of them at the last minute and I go wrong. And then I don't get back to, they turn in the day before the final or 2 days before the final. And I tell them the last week, I'm not going to be looking at them every day. I look about once a week, only every weekend. Usually I look at them and grade them and get back to people. So I'm not looking more than once a week. So if you wait to the last week, you'll have no second chance. You'll turn in 4 of them, probably 3 of them will be wrong. And that'll be sad. And people lose grades because of that. So let me encourage you, turn in at least one every week so you can get feedback from me on these problems of the week. Make sure your explanations are super clear in your own words. So the only way you could cheat would be not to use your words when you explain. Does that make sense? I'm fine getting the answer from friends or internet, but make sure your words explain to me logically why the different steps are right that lead to the correct answer. So there we go, problems of the week. 5 of them, any 5 you want by the end of the semester.